Thank you. All right. I was just getting a compliment on my headset from the new students. How are y'all doing? And Happy New Year. All right. So we are going to start our Algebra 2 lesson. We did some different connections from Friday. So we're going to try to actually make those today. If you hadn't done so, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I don't know if y'all know that we're very well inching closer. Remember, we get 200 subscribers. I will record somebody painting my fingernails. Okay. We get 500 subscribers. We will record somebody doing my makeup. Okay. If we get 1,000 subscribers, I will get a mohawk and dye it 2 shades of blue. Okay. So there's always a chance. All right. So here's these things. This is what our original stuff looks like. This is our starting point for each one of these linear things. Now, I do not have you graph what these look like. I'm not a very big grapher on paper. Okay. Do you have to graph on the ACT? No. You just got to find the graph that is the right one. It's pick the right graph. You don't even have to graph on the AP math test. So why should we? I mean, we got technology now. Now let's do the other way. All right. A constant. It's just straight across. It's horizontal. All right. Linear. It makes a what? Yeah. Say it. It's like a straight line, right? Yeah. Absolute value makes a V. Now, how does this connect to what we did on Friday? The birds, that's right. As the crow flies is a straight line, that's linear. The way ducks fly is in a V, it's absolute value, and it's hard to see, so we'll zoom in. The path that somebody makes when they're swinging is actually a parabola, and that is our quadratic. Okay? Y'all good so far? All right. Yeah. Killing it on Monday. All right. So now, here's the deal. This is where we start to discover where math doesn't make sense. We need to blame drugs. Okay, because opium was the number one thing that they used for everything back when all this math was created. And the opium, that's how you get your morphine and all that other kind of stuff. So they were like, oh, I have a headache. They basically would drink morphine. And then they would probably smell colors. So just bear with me. All right. Linear. All right. With our linear, okay, it's very similar to what we would normally see. Usually we would see something that would be like, y equals mx plus b. Okay. Basically, this is what happened. Two different sets of people had the same idea, and they didn't get on like FaceTime and talk to each other because there was no, internet or electricity and stuff. So that's why it looks a little bit different. Okay. Now, absolute value. Absolute value will have absolute value signs in them. Wow. What a concept. I mean, y'all just jump out at you. All right, now here's the crazy thing. Your vertex for this is at the point, and we're going to talk about that. The H value is the opposite of what's written. Okay, it's written as a negative. Our value is going to be the opposite. Quadratic, this is what it looks like. That's what we're going to be dealing with. Okay, quadratic has the little squared. It looks like the little 2 is like getting a piggyback ride from the parentheses. Okay. And again, our HKH is the opposite. So now you're probably wondering again what part of Friday's lesson deals with this. If you were to go the opposite direction of a Beyonce song, remember, because Beyonce says to the left, right? But the reason why we're saying the opposite, normally if we see a negative when we graph, we go to the left, correct? Yeah. Now we're actually going to write. It's crazy. Okay, just blame drugs. Okay, this is the number one thing that people miss, and it's okay. All right, are we good? Yeah. All right, this is where you're going to have to write down. Okay, so let me. All right, transformation rules. All right, now let me explain something. This over here. This right here. That is like the main thing. This is what will come out of any book, website, math teacher's mouth. Okay. I have put this other thing over here, which is this. Okay. For you to make a connection. Okay. So, like when A is negative, okay, we're going to rotate at the x axis. It's basically like the person doing the handstand. Remember, they kind of flip positions. Okay. All right. When the absolute value of A is greater than 1, there's a vertical stretch. Remember, that's like that red mushroom from Super Mario Brothers. Getting taller, right? Okay. And a vertical shrink, you know, that is kind of like what I would connect to, getting the struck by lightning with the Mario Kart. Okay. What's in red? This is what's going to be on the test. What's in green? This is your orange sheet. To understand. Okay, you have to make that connection. All right. That's why I did, the first question from Friday's thing was, what does the red mushroom from, by the way, if you need pencils, there's pencils up there in the Spider-Man cup and the pencil sharpener. All right. So, all right. Alicia. Oh, bad throw. My bad. I should stick to not doing things like that. Okay. So, now, again, this is going to be one of those things that you have no idea why we're doing this, but it's going to make sense later. Okay. Hopefully. All right. So, now here's the thing. If you happen to miss something, where's another way that you can get some of these notes that you missed? Say it again. That's right. My YouTube channel. Okay. Also, the completed notes are going to be in your Schoology um, course too. And it will say like completed notes. Be awesome. Love it. All right. Somebody else like he has to be on something. Nobody is this excited about math. Okay. I'm not excited about math. I'm excited about the lesson and trying to make connections. Okay. That's what I'm excited about. Okay. I sell a product nobody wants. Okay. It's like me trying to go up to Alaska and sell ice to Eskimos. I mean, it's hard. Nobody wants to take math. You have to. All right. Does anybody need more time? Got it? Yes? No? All right. So, our H value. Now, remember the value is opposite of what's written. If the value is positive, it goes right. If the value is negative, it goes left. That's like in my words, I would put Beyonce. Right, you can say opposite Beyonce. Whatever this, uh, the first one I was giving you an example like what you could write. Okay, this one I'm kind of giving y'all some little bit of leeway. basically I would equate what we're doing right now is like the first 3 weeks of like driver's ed, where it's like, you do this, and then as you start driving, then you start practicing it. Okay. Though I've heard how some of y'all drive. Up on the sidewalk, flump, flump, flump. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Remember, I don't get offended very, very much. Okay. So if I happen to go too fast, you have to tell me. Okay. I don't have the ESPN. All right. I don't know why there's the block right there. I guess my big fat fingers can't type. So I'm just going to take this out. That shouldn't be there. All right. Our K value, math rule, if it's positive goes up, elevator goes down. Okay. Um, again, your words. You could say rocket goes up, rain comes down, you know, grades go up, grades go down, something. Because here's the crazy thing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Our our first unit doesn't have a lot of calculation stuff to it, not actual math. It has a lot of vocab. All right. So need y'all to find a way to do the stuff with the things. Okay. All right. Is everybody good? All right. Y'all ready to start practicing it? Okay. All right. So this is actually how it's going to look like on your test. Okay. This section of your notes is very similar to this section of your test. Wow. All right. So let's go through and say, like A, it says A, state the parent function. All right. So let's look right here at number 1. I don't have absolute value sign. I don't have a little exponent. Which one is this? I heard it somewhere. It's a linear. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. So that's what you're going to do for A of right there for all of these. Okay. Y'all missed it. I finally had somebody pick up their pencil to take notes, and their pencil jumped in the floor. It's a great day. All right. Now, number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Let's look at it. What do we know? I will be 1,005 and I will still giggle at that. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. What do we notice about number 2? What does it have? A little exponent, right? The little 2. So this would be a quadratic. And you can write quad if you want to. That's a lot easier than writing quadratic. I always misspell quadratic. You would think I would do it right as a math teacher, but I'm not a regular math teacher. All right. Now, number 3. What do we notice about number 3? What does it have? Yeah, it has the absolute value. So this is an absolute value. Okay. And that's just shorthand for me. I don't like writing big words. Probably because I can't spell them. All right. So now we've said what they are. All right. Now we have to say how has it moved from our parent functions right here. Okay. And this is where we're going to use our A, H, and our K. All right. So for our linear, it normally looks like this, right? Y equals AX plus K. All right, it only has a K value. It only has a K value of +2. So what does a +2 do? Positive goes up, value is 2. That's it. You can actually draw an arrow, you can write the word, it doesn't matter. Yes. All right. So we said it was linear, right? So we look at our linear formula right here. It only has an A and a K. And then we look at our rules for A and K. Okie dokie. All right. Yeah. Good. Not bad for the first one. Okay. Not bad for the first one. All right. Back to number 2 again. All right. That's what that equation looks like. That's the equation that's further up on your notes. Okay. Do we have an A value right here? Well, we do. It's just 1. Okay. So we're not going to really worry about that. But we have an H value. All right. Remember, this is the opposite. This looks at like a -1. So what's the opposite of -1? +1. Okay. Now, so our H is +1. What does our H do when our H value is positive? Goes right. Goes to the right 1. Or you could, write it right. Okay. Now, number 3. Okay. Absolute value. That's what this looks like. This one has an A value. Okay. Our A value is 2. Should go back here and write K equals 2. Okay. Our A value is 2 over here. All right. So let's look at our A values. When the absolute value of A is greater than 1, we have a vertical stretch. Okay. Red mushroom. So we're going to go down here. We're going to say vert stretch 2. Can you not read? If you can't read my writing, that probably needs to be rewritten, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to help everybody out. There we go. Is that more better? Yeah, everybody can read that. Woo! Now, did it seem now does it make a little bit more sense why I said we're doing stuff? So it's almost like Mr. Miyagi you. Paint the fence, sand the floor, wax on, wax off. I was trying to find that clip, but apparently Danielson likes to, say GD and stuff like that. So I don't want to play that in class, but we'll, another time. All right. So y'all feel a little bit okay, not 100%. Who feels a little bit okay about what we're doing? Who loves the pace we're going at right now because it's kind of slow? Yes, it's Monday. Everybody's like this. Okay, you look like the extras from The Walking Dead. No problem. Y'all know what I'm talking about there. Okay. All right. So now I try to stay away from these, but you'll see this sometimes on like ACT type stuff, and a a lot of other teachers thinks it's a big deal. I don't think it's a really big deal. Okay. All right. It says, given this, we have an absolute value. Now, horizontal shrink. A horizontal shrink is same thing as like we're gonna as vertical stretch, like A. All right. So what is our A value right here? What is this? Why don't you write? All right. What is our A value right here? 1. All right. What is 3 times 1? 3. So all we have to do really is put that right there. Wow. Somebody's like, it has to be harder than that. Nope, not really. I can make it harder. Do y'all want it harder? Okay. No, nobody wants that. Okay. Now, a reflection about the y axis. Okay. We had the x axis, that was the handstand. Okay. I don't have a good picture or thing for something like it spins around. Yeah. So, all right. A reflection at the y-axis multiplies the h value by -1. All right. So what is our h value right here? It's written as -3, so that's the opposite. So what is +3? Yeah. Okay. And then we say -1 times 3, which is -3. All right. I don't know why they wrote it as negative. I have a feeling because, back then, instead of starting one place and measuring it to the end, okay, they would go to the end and measure back to where they started. I don't know. I blame drugs. All right. So we've got to plug in -3. Yes. Yeah. You, okay. All right. So -3, we're going to plug this in right here. Okay. Now, if we plug in a minus, what happens to this negative right here? Yeah, it becomes a positive. So if I were to do this, minus -3, well, it's just now +3. Okay, so that's really all I had to do was go through and change that sign from negative to positive. Look, some of y'all may be acting like you're really worried right now. This is the very first thing. Okay, you're not supposed to get everything on the very first time. Okay, here in a bit, we're going to be done with the lesson. We're going to go over, I'm going to give you some practice, then we're going to go over it to hopefully make it a little bit more better. Okay, you're supposed to look, you're not supposed to cannonball into this stuff. Okay, y'all know those cool pools where you like walk in and it's at a slope? What are those called? The walk-in pools? Y'all know the swimming pools that you walk in? No, okay, one person knows. Thank you, sweet. All right, in the beach, you go to the beach, you go to or to the river, and you kind of slopes down. That's what we're doing. We're tiptoeing. Okay. All right. A reflection at the x-axis multiplies the h and k by -1. All right, awesome. So what is, our a and k, I said the wrong letter. What is our a value right here? 1. So what's -1 times 1? -1, yeah. What is our k value right here? Yeah, -5. What's -1 times -5? Yeah. No, that's, you were subtracting. That's the right answer if we were subtracting. We're multiplying right here, though. That's okay. All right, so now, oh, do, 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 do. All right, so now we can put in a -1. I'm totally fine with you writing a -1. Okay, instead of just having a negative right there. I'm totally okay with that because that, everybody should know that's it. And then I'm just going to put a +5 here. Whoa. I think y'all want me to make it harder. I can see that y'all want the challenge. All right. Look, this is, again, these notes are showing you different situations. Okay, these are notes. This is what you put into your, I know how to do this stuff. And then we're going to apply it here in a little bit. All right, it says to move a graph horizontally, you add to the h value, right for subtract, or for right, and subtract for left. All right, so this says I'm going to move this 6 units to the right. So I'm going to add 6 to my h value. What is my h value right here? 3. Okay. All right, so what is 3 plus 6? 9. So we had 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. All right. Now, if we're moving it to the left, we're going to, because here's our h value, we're going to subtract 2. Okay. All right. If I have 3 Reese's cups and I eat 2 of them, how many Reese's cups do I have? 1. So 3 minus 2 is 1. All right. And I think this is the last part. Is this the last part? All right, good. Whew, we're almost done. All right. To move vertically, we're going to add the k value to go up, subtract to go down. Well, that makes sense, right? So if our k value is -5, okay, we want to go up. So we have to say -5 plus 8. Okay, oh, sorry, I cheated. I just kind of did this on a little bit. All right, so what is -5 plus 8? Yeah, 3. It's the same thing as 8 minus 5. So +3. Okay, I'm going 1 unit down. So that's -5 minus 1. What is negative 5 minus 1? Negative 6. All right. Believe it or not, that's our lesson. Now, we're not going to sit here and stare at each other for the next 30 minutes because I'm not that good looking. But those for the in-class audience, you're going to have a practice sheet to do. We're going to go over it. Okay? All right. Don't forget, if you hadn't done so, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.